Greetings, one and all. Now is the moment, the time is now. As many of you know, Gurdjieff talks often about the terror of the situation, leaving things out till tomorrow or leaving things off till tomorrow, when now is the important time to be doing things. And he's talking about working on yourself and doing that in the moment now. We can't be thinking about this or reading about this and thinking, well, I'll do this tomorrow. We should be putting this into our every day, every moment. And I've been looking at a bit of all and everything. He always rubs tails to his grandson. And he talks about putting things off. This strange disease tomorrow brought with it terrifying consequences, and particularly for those unfortunate free brain beings there who chance to learn and to become categorically convinced with the whole of their presence that they possess some very undesirable consequences for the deliverance from which they must make certain efforts, and which efforts, moreover, they even know just how to make, but owing to this maleficent disease, tomorrow they never succeed in making these required efforts. We keep putting it off till tomorrow. We need to do it now. And we do this about a lot of things. You know, we think we're going to live forever. We forget that tomorrow may not come. And Gurdjieff reminds us to remember that we will die one day, and everybody who you set eyes upon will die in one day, unless they're clever enough to work upon themselves and develop themselves and manage to transform and overcome death in some kind of way. You know, we know from the old Bible testaments, the story of Elijah. He didn't die, he got taken up. Enoch, he didn't die, he also got taken up. And the Christ didn't die, he went down into the earth and came back up again. That's a bit of a different story. So there are ways of transforming ourselves if we work on ourselves properly, that we won't die. But anyway, that's another story. I'm here to talk about today and tomorrow. Putting things off till tomorrow, we all do it. We all think, oh, I'll leave that till tomorrow. We have some great idea of doing something. I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and we're not the same person. So we don't do that thing because a different eye's in charge. We've talked about all the different eyes before. That eye that you had with you when you had that idea to do a certain something was that eye that you needed to use to do that certain something. Whereas tomorrow it would be a different eye who won't want to do that certain something. And it's the same with the work. When we want to do the work, there's a version inside of us, one of the eyes, hopefully there's many eyes inside of us that want to do the work, and they're trying to encourage us to do the work then and there. Where there's one of the lazy eyes in us will come up and try and get us to put it off till tomorrow, which we don't want to do. Okay, let me continue reading some Gurdjieff. And this is just the maleficent part of all that great terrifying evil, which, owing to various causes great and small, is concentrated in the process of the ordinary being existence of these pitiful free brain beings. And by putting off from tomorrow till tomorrow, these unfortunate beings there who do by chance learn all about what I have mentioned are also deprived of the possibility of ever attaining anything real. So some people can hear about the Gurdjieff work and think, yeah, I'll start reading that tomorrow, or I'll go and buy Gurdjieff's books tomorrow, when they really need to put an order in and order that book straight away, or find something straight away that would continue their need to follow the work. We have them little aims in us to help us. We're aiming to follow the work, to continue the work in ourselves. I'm just trying to say, don't put it off till tomorrow, do it now. Now is the moment. The importance of now. This strange and for your favourites maleficent disease, tomorrow, has already become a hindrance for the beings of contemporary times, not only because they have been totally deprived of all possibilities of removing from their presences the crystallized consequences of the property of the organ Kundabuffer, but it also become a hindrance to most of them in honestly discharging at least those being obligations of theirs which have become quite indispensable in the already established conditions of ordinary being existence. Now we know the Kundabuff has been removed, but for some reason, humanity still lives as if they still had that Kunda buffer that makes them see life upside down, topsy-turvy. And it also makes, I'm paraphrasing here, obviously, of making people looking for an easy way in life, an easy deal, not having to put any effort in. You know, this is why they put things off till tomorrow. If they suddenly see, oh, that wall needs doing in my garden, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. It'll still be there tomorrow. And they believe they will still be here tomorrow. And this is why Gurdjieff says there's quite an urgency about doing this work, because we don't know how much time we have to work upon ourselves. We might just start out and suddenly something happens and bang, we're gone from this world. And then in the next life, we might not be given the opportunity to do the work again, which is why we need to do it now and do it in this life. He also says we are doing this to break our astrology, our astrological charts, so that we're breaking free from them so that we can become the real I that we are. I thought the astrological charts of us was our personality, which is a good thing to look up. I do recommend finding your astrological chart for your birth so you can learn to know who you really are. Though someone was telling me a few weeks ago that the astrological chart is actually your essence. And that's showing who you really are as in the essence. And then we're changing all that by obviously developing our personality over time as we grow up from being children, influenced by our peers and such like. And I was reading one of the Maurice Nicole books yesterday, and he was saying that children stay in essence up to about the age of 6. So that would explain maybe why we would have an astrological chart too that would go to our essence and not our personality. I wonder if maybe we should have astrological charts done of us for when we're from the 6 years of age. Maybe that would be our personality chart. You know, just something to ponder on. And if there's any astrologers out there, maybe we could have a little discussion about that at some time. So going back to tomorrow. Sometimes I do these shows on spec. I just suddenly think I've got to do something, because if I don't, I'll leave it till tomorrow and I'll forget all the things I want to say. Sometimes I do them, well, when I do them like that, sometimes I still forget to say the things that I want to say. But it's the doing. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that you have to follow that urge, that need for doing the work when you feel it coming on, and try and keep it going. Though we easily forget ourselves, as we know, as Ouspensky used to say. He thinks he's remembering himself, and then he suddenly finds himself down the road buying a packet of cigarettes in a shop, and he can't really remember how he got there because he went back asleep, as we all do. But the more we do the work in being awake in the moment and realizing what that now moment is, hopefully we can drag it out and make it continue throughout our time here on this planet, and not leave it till tomorrow. Thanks to the disease tomorrow, the free brain beings there, particularly the contemporary ones, almost always put off till later everything that needs to be done at the moment, being convinced that later they will do better and more. Now, I do know that I've been through that one, thinking, right, if I do it tomorrow, I'll have a better idea. I'll let it rest within me, and I'll have a better idea of how to deal with it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I can't remember half of the things that I wanted to do with a certain, project or whatever. Yet at the same time, I have advocated that sometimes we do the work, then we need to perhaps take a break from it to let it work within us so that it can grow within us, but we must remember to go back to it. But you have to follow your own. I'm going to actually say, instead, you've got to check which eye's working in you at that time when it's saying to you, oh, you don't need to do the work now, go and do something else. Now, is that an eye trying to help you, or is that one of the eyes that's trying to deter you from doing this work? And you will know the difference. You know when it's a work eye trying to make you do the work. Owing to the said maleficent disease tomorrow, most of these unfortunate beings there who accidentally or owing to a conscious influence from without become aware through their reason in them of their complete nullity and begin to sense it with all their separate spiritualized parts, and who also chance to learn which and in what way being efforts must be made in order to become such as it is proper for free brave beings to be, also by putting off from tomorrow till tomorrow, almost all arrive at the point that on one sorrowful day for themselves there arise in them and begin to be manifest those forerunners of old age called feebleness and infirmity, which are the inevitable lot of all cosmic formations, great and small, toward the end of their completed existence. We need to do this before we become too old to be able to do this, and too infirm and too feeble. We need to do this while we're alive. And I know there's people out there that are of the older generation. You can, if you're awake enough to be doing this, it's fine. Keep doing it. It's never too late. Just remember to be in the now. So from this now to your now. Thank you for watching, and until next time.